So let's also talk about the Iranian regime here. The Iran's political order seems to be factored from within. President Masoud Pezeshkian, according to reports, we are not confirming this, but there are reports that saying that he's waiting to resign because, of course, when it looks like, the leaders that Israel has been attacking, he might be on the list. We do not know. So how do you assess the political scenario in Iran as of now internally?
Clearly, the leaders are on the run. If someone is designated, Israel has said that they will take over that person. So this is a problem for Iran. So we have to wait and see within the next few days what happens if at some point the supreme leader has to come out if he is alive and well. If he doesn't come out, then he also loses credibility of being the supreme leader of Iran. So we just have to see within the next few days to a week or so what happens to the so-called leadership void that has developed in Iran.
Right. And also in the case of when we talk about nuclear situation right now, of course, we are waiting for when America actually attacks these. They have been attacking nuclear facilities, but these are underground right now. We do not know how much uranium they have. And you had mentioned that 2004 is when America had actually got all of these and had extracted all of the Iraqi uranium enrichment or whatever they had, and they took it back to US. So do you think that could be a scenario with Iran as of now?
That could happen, very well happen, as a matter of fact. See, I have to tell you, our listeners, that in 2004, this is immediately after the fall of Saddam's regime in Iraq, the US government went in there and they extracted 750 kilograms of enriched uranium and then few other radiation material. They took them back to the US and then dispensed them. So it took them about 50 days to do so, right? So the US has the capability to be able to extract enriched uranium. So in the case of Iran, what has happened is that the International Atomic Energy Agency, IAEA, has been monitoring their program for a long time. So the US and others have a pretty good idea of how much enriched uranium Iran has and where they likely are. The estimates are that Iran has about 450 kilograms of enriched uranium. And most of it is in a nuclear facility called Isfahan. Yes. That's where they are. It's about south of Tehran. So from what we understand, the US may have a plan, along with Israel, to go into this facility and open up the tunnels. They're going to be hiding somewhere in the tunnels and take them back. This may require a major military build-up to be able to do that. But that is one of the things that is being discussed, from what I understand, both in Tel Aviv and in Washington.
Also, I'd like to come back to the internal issues in Iran. Larijani was also a key figure who played an important role in putting down the January purges in Iran. How are the Iranians looking at this? How do you analyze? Because Trump has been calling for the Iranians to make a regime change. Netanyahu has been calling for that to happen. With a break in political leadership as of now, do you think that is a possibility?
According to Western intelligence agencies, both Israeli and American, what they are saying is that the guns are with the Islamic Republican Guard Corps. The public who oppose these people have no arms. So it is very difficult for them to organize and mount a revolution, so to speak, to get rid of these people. So at this point, it doesn't look very likely, again, according to Western intelligence agencies.
And do you think that Trump, I would say Trump administration, would ever considering boots on the ground? Because we know that the Cargo Island is one that has been attacked by U.S. and there was a possibility, as Trump said, to put boots on ground. Do you think there is a possibility as of now? Because the top leadership is almost gone. Moshtaba Khamenei is not really seen anywhere. Do you think there's a possibility of boots on the ground right now?
I think that America has been burned by putting boots on the ground in Afghanistan and also in Iraq, right? We don't want to do that. I think what they are thinking at the moment is to capture the Cargo Island. For that, they have to send the Marines to be able to do that. From what we understand, there is a ship carrying Marines that is moving toward the the Gulf of near the Iran border, and also with regard to boots, they may send special operation forces to go and take over the enriched uranium from the Iranian side, Isfahan. So those are the only two possibilities we have at this time. With regard to the U.S. Army going in and then instigate and support the Iranian public to take over the country at this point is very unlikely.
Also, we don't really have a lot of time because lots to discuss, but in very short, if you could also help us understand. So we have another aspect. We have Hezbollah, who has been fighting, we have the IRGs who's been attacking. Houthis are someone who have been quiet for so long. They played a massive role in the Gaza war. Do you think at this point, with Larijani gone, the top leader has been assassinated, Pezeshkian seemingly the next leader on the radar of Israel, do you think that it is time, we talk about the 0 hour, do you think that soon we can see the Houthi being involved?
Well, I think that Israelis have hit the Houthis pretty bad in the last year actually. So because of that, the Houthis' leadership is weak and they are not as organized as they were before. So it's very unlikely at this time that the Houthis will get involved anytime soon.
All right. Of course, also we have Trump, who has been complaining about the Strait of Hormuz and the Western nations not really supporting him. But of course, we'll have to wait and see how that issue comes in. But thank you so much. Pretty much less time here, but thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast and giving your insights. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for having me.